Hey guys, welcome to Buzz Fusion. My name is Abby, and on the show with me today, I got my girl Sophia.
Hi everyone.
And Teabag, aka Timmy. All right, aka Timmy. Today we're going to be talking about a topic or an issue that is actually affecting the African community.
Very interesting topic.
Very interesting topic, yes. Yeah. And I'll just let Teabag actually tell us more about this topic.
So we're going to be talking about integration amongst the African community here in Australia. And I guess I was thinking lack of integration, but I guess there's some form of integration, but insufficient integration amongst the African communities here in Australia. And it's more important here in Australia for us because we're not that many. You know, so the population of all Africans in Australia here is probably not up to half of the Lebanese or Brazilians. So
right.
We actually need that integration a lot more here than, say, in the UK or the US, where you have a substantial African population there. So we're just going to talk about it and just see what's the reason. Why do we have this happening, and what do we think the effects are, and what the remedies could be.
That is, I don't even know if there's an answer or there's any solution to this issue.
Yeah, it is. I think, it's interesting because, in some way, we've brought this from Africa.
Yes.
And now, but it's more important because in Africa, back home, I guess we can always do without the integration and say, hey, let Nigerians do their own thing and Ghanaians do their own thing. And we can work around it, and they're not real consequences, as it were. But here, you're in a different country, and all we've got are ourselves.
So in a sense, what you're saying this topic is all about is just African communities. Why can't we just get along?
Yeah, why can't we just get along? Why can't we just integrate?
Why can't we get along,
Why can't we cooperate?
Why can't we?
Why can't we collabo?
Right, collabo. That's right.
Basically, that's what we're.
That's really hard. I don't know how to answer this. I don't know what direction to go to.
I think it's very interesting at first to establish what the reason is. So if there is a problem, and we've noticed, we're all Africans and we live here in Australia, and we can see that there is a problem. What do we think the issue is? So the one I hear a lot is, cultural differences. Africa is a huge continent, different countries, thousands of tribes, and it's hard. I don't buy that, but I don't know what you guys think.
I don't buy that either, because what do you mean cultural differences?
Yeah, well, they're saying that we all have different cultures and it's hard for us to integrate because we're all different.
I think it's a fact.
But how difficult can it be for just people of the same kind to come together?
I want to ask a question. Even in say I'm from Nigeria, for example. Even in Nigeria,
we just figured that out.
Okay, I know this is a fact, yeah. But even in Nigeria, we don't even get along. So.
Which is why I feel that.
But that's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
There is that cultural difference.
And is that why we are not integrating even in Nigeria, because there are cultural differences?
But let us take it down to us. First of all, if we're talking about the whole of Africa coming together, the African communities, all Africa, and we're talking Nigeria, Ghanaian.
And we're trying to make Africa here in Australia one community.
You're talking about everyone. How many Nigerians have you seen coming together as one?
I guess
that's what I'm trying to say. If we can't come together as one, even in Africa or in Nigeria,
then it's harder to do it.
How do you expect that to happen outside?
Which is the problem. So we're saying, is the reason the fact that we have cultural differences? Is that the reason why Nigerians can't come together, for example?
I can't place it on cultural differences simply because Nigerians themselves that seem to have the same culture,
they don't get along.
Can't get along.
And even in a particular state, you have states where they don't even get along. This guy would say, "Oh, I'm from the northern part of the state," and I don't.
I think on the flip side, I think basically what happens is when we leave Nigeria, Africa, we actually try to get along. We try to integrate. That's why when you move to a country like Australia, you want to meet a Nigerian. You don't care where the Nigerian is coming from. You don't care whether they're from the south or from the east. You just want to meet a Nigerian. So I feel like as human beings, we actually attempt to make that connection.
And then once
what happens is that the connection actually fails.
So why does it fail?
I think
it's
rather than putting on cultural difference, I think it's more of individual personality. People have different personalities.
So we're just bad people.
I can be your friend, but then I can secretly hate you.
We're just not tolerant.
We just
we're just not tolerant people. And
because I was thinking about this and I thought, it could also be, because we're talking about different communities within the larger African community not getting along together. And could it be, because there's this, I don't know, there's this sense of superiority complex that certain African countries have over others. And that could play a role, because some see themselves as, who are these people from, what's the name of the country again? And then you look down on them.
But you know the funny thing, right?
And it's funny because we're all like, it just doesn't.
You know the funny thing, right? If something was to happen with one, say something was to happen to a Nigerian, or let me take Nigeria out of the question now. Say something was to happen to a Sudanese person, for instance, right? And maybe the news is portraying, African this, African.
Yeah.
That's where you see Africans come together.
Do we actually come together?
Come together and then you
Do we come together when that happens?
But we feel connected.
Yeah, well, that's the
No,
word.
when you say something happens, is it like a bad thing?
Something bad, yeah.
So when you say bad thing, like say a Sudanese
Like for
person
instance, I saw that
does
news,
something.
That news, something happened in Melbourne or something, where there's some gang and the media put it like Africa, but it was a specific group.
But in those cases, do we actually come together?
Well, I actually think
No, I actually feel like we then segregate ourselves and be like, no, it's Sudanese people. We are not like that in Nigeria. All these Sudanese people, they've come again, they're spoiling our
no,
image.
because
That's what we
they
do.
come together and attack the other race. Or
Do we? I don't see that a lot. I don't
that's
see a
what
lot of that.
happens.
I actually
But
see a lot of.
And then what happens is, after that, like how do I explain it now? Like there's a connection. There's this like a minute, for just a minute, there's a connection there. And then they realize, this
I think
is not
usually the only times I see the connection is when there are the victims. So say, I don't know, a Sudanese person is a victim, or say a Somalian is a victim of racial abuse or something. And then we see that on the news and we're like, and then we feel connected because like, poor guy. But if they are the perpetrators and say, a Ghanaian shot someone in Melbourne, we immediately just take ourselves,
Yeah,
it's
right.
Ghana. It's not. They're not part of us. It's not Nigeria. Look at it. And even within Nigeria,
that's
even
true.
if it's in Nigerian,
It's
and you see the
it's
person's name,
Edo.
it's Edo people. And
know
we
those Edo
quickly,
people.
and that is the
Yeah,
problem.
that's true.
And so we don't actually stick with each other and say, we're all Africans now. Let's even
I
understand
know
what
at
the
one
problem
point though we do connect to attack the other.
is. So what I'm saying is that a reason that some actually see themselves as better than others?
Of course, I mean,
I know that because I'm looking at things from the Nigerian perspective, and I know the issues that Nigeria and Ghana have. Like, we come together, we say we're brothers, Charlie.
pa.
But deep down inside, there's not a lot of love there. And it's mainly because, I guess for some reason, Nigerians sort of see themselves as superior. We taught them everything they
Yes,
know now.
now.
They came to us to learn everything that they know now. And the Ghanaians are like, what are these ones? What do they even have? And
They have
that,
corruption.
Nigeria. Where
That's what they're thinking.
they are
Who
learning
are
it
these
too.
ones to feel
They are learning the
superior?
corruption too from
Yeah.
us. So I'm just saying, could that be a reason? Because now it's going to be hard for a Nigerian, for example, and a Ghanaian to actually integrate, because we don't really even like ourselves.
I just
deep
feel
down.
it's just.
I think
it's
I
not-
actually am of the opinion that when we actually leave Africa, we do make an attempt to integrate, and then something goes
someone gets burned.
horribly wrong. Yeah, I feel like we do make an attempt to actually integrate when we leave Africa, but the problem lies in there's usually that breaking connection, maybe due to people falling out, and then when people fall out, they draw these conclusions, Nigerians are like this, South Africans are like this. But I think as human beings, we do make that attempt to, make that connection.
That's why I
And
say
think
it's more of a personal.
Yeah, so I feel like we should be discussing more on why is it that these things happen, like we have all these, disagreements that never can be fixed.
Maybe because
And
it's lack of commitment. Maybe we just don't want to make an effort to fix it, because that's who we are.
Because
There's a reason why we're all here anyway.
I feel like once we know how to fix our differences or fix our disagreements, we will be able to get along
But how can
more.
we
So
fix
you
that
see what?
disagreement?
I'm going to play the devil's advocate now and just say things the way they are. There's a school of thought that would say, that's who we are. There's a reason why we are all here now and we are not back home in Nigeria trying to fix Nigeria, because we're always looking for the easy way out. So there's an African association, and 2-3 months after there's a little segment, and everybody's like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not doing it again, Jerry. Which is exact, and it's almost become the African spirit, as it were. We
Yeah.
don't fight for stuff. We're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going home to my kids and my wife, and I don't want to have to do with all this rubbish.
Yeah,
and we
but
don't
that's
actually
really-
stay there and say,
that's
this association is all we've got here. It's very important for me and my kids and my generation, and we have to make this work. It is compulsory. We don't have a way out. We always look for a way out, and then we dump it.
I guess that's why it's really important for us to actually, like, this generation to actually discuss this issue, because I feel like
what we
this
pass
can
across.
this can be passed on. You understand? Because it's like the effect is just disgusting. Like, it goes from these people can't get along, and then these other people that are linked to these people now can't get along with these people, and it just goes on forever.
And it's just never gonna
And
end.
it just never ends. And I feel like this is no good for our kids. Like, when the kids can't get along with other kids because the parents can't get along.
Can't get along.
You know, so I
Yeah.
feel like it's something that needs to be fixed. And
Well, how do
it's-
you fix it, though, when
it's impossible for you to
Yeah.
think that people won't have differences or people won't fight
Oh
or
yeah,
people won't have
definitely.
conflicts.
There are always going to be differences.
So before they set up an African association, maybe they need to set up a conflict resolution department
Well, that's-
or team or something. Yes.
Headed by who?
Before you select a president or vice president, before you even create that idea, we need to just set up a conflict resolution team.
now in a long term.
have you,
It's long term, but it's necessary. If not, we're going to have all
You
this.
see, that's exactly why we're like,
have
now
you-
when I long, let's all just
have
scatter
you
and go and
seen-
sit down
have
at
you seen
home.
but
when
that's
even
not the
two
spirit.
friends are trying to even make peace, talk more of a whole community trying
Exactly,
to come together.
trying to
And yet
reconcile.
they are
And
it
Africans
doesn't-
are hard
but-
people to
but-
reconcile. Oh.
It doesn't
Seriously.
start with the community.
See, these Nigerian people, they've
It
come
doesn't
again.
start
oh.
with the community actually going their separate ways. It starts with people.
But that's what I'm
Two
trying to
people.
say to you,
And
though.
then this person joins the team of
Brother,
this
hear
person
me
and
out.
like
Hear
that.
me. That's what
You
I'm
know?
trying to say to you. It's all individuals. If you can have that mindset, but the other person cannot have that mindset. Like, you know, you and Timmy, for instance, you have your own different mindset. You might want to make peace, but this person is not ready to make peace.
I'm not ready to make peace. Just so you know,
By
I'm
the
putting
way,
it out there
guys,
for the world to
These
see.
two have their own beef.
I'm
going
not ready
on
to make
internally.
peace. We'll fight this to
have
the
their
end
own beef
until somebody drops dead. You can go on, Sophia.
But that's the truth. It's quite difficult. Like, I have my mindset is entirely very different. Like, you know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt until someone, you know, prove them or show themselves to me. I don't like to just assume and think, oh, that person's a bad person. Though I can come and tell you, Nabiola, man, that guy, don't go near him, was a bad person. Straight away, you will believe it. And you not even want to go to that person or even want
So
to talk to that
gossip
person.
is also part of
Gossip,
the problem
that's-
now. Gossip is also part of the problem.
So,
That's always a major issue, isn't it?
yeah. So see, the thing is, so in the end, so there have been attempts in the past to actually, you know, to create African
Because you come now, you
communities.
say you want to make peace. But now I say, are you stupid? You say, he cursed me. He asked me if I'm stupid. I'm gone.
But it's a question.
You know,
It's a valid one at that.
I think-
I need to know if you're stupid so I know how to proceed.
Exactly, that's the
Very
point.
simple.
But then I could take it easy, but then Biola will not take it easy.
She will not.
She will just-
That's the kind of person she is actually. She will not take it easy.
Why you
No, no,
putting me on
no.
the spot?
So I'm telling you, that's the kind of person Biola is.
Let our viewers know.
And she's the problem that we have with the African community. If people were more like us, Sophia, Makagene,
Life will be easy. now.
Makagene,
Okay,
we'll all be, I was just about to say we'll all
So-
be making love. We'll all be
Integrated.
There'll be love. And there'll be, the way you're doing this, I don't like the
And I
way,
think-
this integration, not that kind of integration. We can do that one too, but. Alright, talk. I'm beginning to talk
I
rubbish,
think this
Abeg.
then drags on to, so why is it that, I mean, I don't know if this is part of what we're going to discuss today. You have people that move to Australia newly and they don't want to be a part of these associations.
Because
That
they
is-
haven't had any.
That
They
is-
have heard. Oh, like, oh, I want to go to this Igbo party, or I want to go to that Edo party. Edo party, you go there, you'll finish your name, don't even go there. Straight away, that person he has already isolated himself because he came here to run away from drama, and then
That's very true. Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you short. That's very true. Because I'll use the church as an example. I got in here, and first thing I was like, oh yeah, so what are there Nigerian churches or African churches around here that I can attend? Because I thought I would enjoy them more and I would integrate better. And then, don't even
African
try to
churches?
African churches. Talk. What did you wear today? Why did Brother Timmy not come to church?
Why are you so
Why is he
stingy?
with that yellow girl? That's what they be doing. So I was like, and I hate that kind of drama. So I was like, oh,
But
that's
he has
it.
to see the difference between me and him is I would actually give it a shot.
I don't bother
See,
myself.
I would
Find
actually
out.
I'll
You
find out
find out.
myself.
Do you know I don't bother myself because that's the same, because I've seen it where I'm at home. I've seen it. I never went to small, and that's why I never went to small churches in Nigeria. I always went to big churches
churches.
where
Same,
you're lost
same,
in the
same,
crowd.
same.
Because I followed the small churches, there was too much, and I didn't
Speaking
like
of churches, you know what even annoys me more? I'm sorry that I have to say this. There's so many African churches here in Australia, Sydney, let me not
Can't
say
the churches
You need to
integrate
know that
themselves?
you guys, before you start taking your shots, I actually go to a very reputable African church.
Nobody said, who is talking
saying that,
about?
nobody's
Who is saying
nobody's
it's not
very
repeated?
disputing that fact. But
Nobody is disputing the fact
we
that-
are very, I mean, you can have one, you can all come together, but what I find is, even in these churches, they are fighting with themselves.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
And you
it's
know, that's actually, sorry to cut you short, that's actually tied to this topic. I feel like the African communities, you know, and this is no shot at anybody in personal.
Fire it.
Yeah.
Fire.
fire.
I'm not firing.
Load your bullets.
I feel like
They
the
spray, they
African,
go.
I feel like the African, I mean, I respect the OGs, you know, the grown-ups. They've done a lot towards helping build the community to what it is. But I feel like the African communities, the African groups or whatever, they have actually failed in a sense, which is why you see. Hold
You
on.
just fired one shot.
Oh, yeah. I feel like they've maybe not failed. They've actually like maybe disappointed people in a sense, which
Another
has
one.
now led. See me.
You're firing shots
Let
now.
me land. Which has now led to people the things that they should go to the African associations for. They end up going to the church for.
So you think the church should?
It has put a level of pressure on the church in a sense. So like when somebody moves to this country newly, you want to assimilate into the society, you want to integrate, and then these are things that the African associations would typically help you with. But because you've heard yada yada about one association or the other, then you go to the church. Do you understand what
Which
I'm
I don't even think is
which
much better.
and
anyway.
then you now bring your dramas and all that stuff to the church. So the
Because
church
you
is
find that in the
actually
church.
the church is actually bearing the burden of
The associations.
the associations not being able to, you know, function the way that they ought.
Which is what brings me to another reason being, could it be because we don't actually see value in these associations?
Of course, nobody.
I think there is
So, but I mean,
value.
you move into a new country, or you hear there's a West African association, whatever. I mean, you join them, and then 2 months, 3 months after, you don't actually see any value you're getting from them, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, because
yeah.
it's normal. People want to see that they're getting something out of
out
these
of something.
associations.
Yes,
and
that's true.
But that's
if you don't feel like you're getting any
can
value
only
from it, then you
create-
dump
like,
it.
An association is just the word association. You have to create the value into the association. So if people are feeling like I don't want to join or I don't want to do this, there can never be value into the
But then you
association.
just-
So
also-
people need to put in the effort. It's not like you have a small disagreement or small fight with somebody and you're like toodles and then you expect the association to be something.
Which
It
is,
can't be anything.
which is what brings me to what I said earlier about us just being quitters.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So we need to know that this African community, there's not a lot of us, especially when you now divide it on you know, say Nigerian association or Ghanaian association. When you divide it on that basis, there's not a lot of us.
Even
so
as a
we need
whole.
to work exactly.
Even as a whole, there's not a lot of us.
Exactly. So we need to work together, and we can't be quitting on each
How
other.
can
and
we
saying,
work together? You guys are still saying work together.
Okay.
When we Nigerians ourselves, we haven't been able to fix
And
our
that
own
is
stuff.
what I can't
How can we then
understand.
go to leave Nigeria and say we want to go and work with Ghana when we have
When we Nigerians
How,
don't even like
how
ourselves.
how can we say that we are okay religious? We just talked about the church, and then we talk about love, we talk about forgiveness, and we can't actually practice it. You need this to be able to make the associations function, because there's no way someone will step on your
Okay,
toe.
Abby, we say you're going to the church. They take their problems to the church. Does the church actually fix the problem?
How many problems do you see?
No, because they can't.
The church,
they
the
can't
church is there to win
The
souls.
church is Olivia Pope. They're supposed to fix.
That's
They're Olivia Pope.
That's it.
Tell them.
The church,
They're meant to be
church,
helping.
They're supposed to be fixing.
the church fixes
If the
the problem.
association
Fix
cannot
it.
fix it,
Then the church, you Olivia
Which
Pope
brings
it.
me to
Then what I'm trying to say is, right,
which brings
even
me
the
to
church
what I-
themselves
Or B613.
don't even
or-
have the ability to fix themselves.
That's not true.
It's the truth.
Which brings
Why is the church not
which
Olivia
brings-
Poping us?
No, the church is
We need to be Olivia Pope.
All right, okay, let me just say what I'm trying to say. The church is Oliver Poping the church. The church.
The church. The church. That was Igbo accent. Next to Congolese accent.
I'm not even Igbo. It's because you guys have used the word pope so many times.
Pope.
So the church is doing its
church.
best.
Sorry, keep on.
Arigo.
You guys, the church is doing its best to, fix the church, make.
I don't think
people
so.
get
I
along.
see the church actually causing more
Exactly.
more trouble.
There are some people that will tell you the church is even part of the
Alright,
problem.
yes.
You're saying the church is doing its bit to actually fix the
church,
problem.
I don't think the church is creating the problem in the African
Not creating,
associations.
they are facilitating.
Facilitating problems in the African association.
We
No,
need
no,
the
no.
circle
We
there.
amongst
That
African
circle,
people.
and then you
amongst
see
the
from that-
community.
yeah, from that circle, and then it's
And then it
that's
spreads.
spread.
Because even within the church, why can't we even integrate? Why do we need to have
Because the church is full
this
of
one? This one. Yeah, one of my uncles just came back from Nigeria.
He has opened church?
And he was talking about, no. It's not spiritual. Some of us don't have the
He has
gift.
not opened church
So
yet.
he has not opened it.
Yes.
He might be considering
Yes.
it. Went to Nigeria and his kids, because that was the first time they were in
Yeah.
Nigeria. They're obviously, I mean, their mom is not Nigerian. And they were like, oh, the first thing they noticed was how on one street you have like 10 different churches.
It's ridiculous.
All different. Why can't they not all integrate? I just have one church
It's
on the
okay.
street.
It's okay if you say
Because
okay.
people
It's
have,
okay if you say right.
And this one will
okay,
be saying-
I want to target the the West. I want to target the city. But then how can you have like 5 church in one suburb, different churches?
So okay, you know what now? So obviously the issues are diverse and they would never end. So we've identified some of the reasons that we think.
I think it's just based on individuals. Like
So, but-
personally, like you need to have the ability to be able to tolerate someone's nonsense or
someone's differences.
you
But
know,
I see. Let's look at it.
if you
this
don't
way.
have that
If we
ability,
do
you
not
can't.
integrate, what is the effect? So because we're here talking about, I mean,
Eh,
is it
now,
even important?
I'm
Do
not
I have
myself
any?
now.
Exactly.
Do I stand to lose
We
anything?
all, we all live our individualistic.
So just what I'm saying. What is the effect? Do we stand to lose anything if we don't integrate? Because the truth of the matter is that the African community here in Australia is young. It's mostly first generation, in some cases second generation. I mean, we can't compare ourselves to the Lebanese and the Brazilians and the Greeks. I mean, they're like third, fourth generation in some cases.
Yeah.
So what do we actually stand to lose if we don't integrate now?
Nothing.
So we don't need to then.
No, I don't.
Do you think we don't stand to gain anything?
I don't agree with that. I think.
I don't so.
I don't agree with
I
that.
think we actually stand to gain a lot.
I think when I think about growing up and having that, having people around
already
me,
living life anyway.
Exactly. As a kid, having other kids around me, socializing, and coming to a country like this, and everybody now is because they don't want to get in a dispute or the other. We're just living individually.
Everybody respect yourself.
Loneliness is killing people in this
I
country.
respect you.
Well, it's killing them.
And even apart from the loneliness, I'm not really sure that's the sort of life I want my kids to live.
Exactly. Most
So-
especially for your kids.
Exactly.
Because
So
we're not just
I-
talking about ourselves now.
Yeah. And we as a people stand to benefit from each other. Like for example, you want to do a project or you want to do something, but because this person does not get along with this person, you can't reach out to that person. It's crap.
And you see
And
how
it's-
beneficial that integration
Exactly.
is
It's
with a lot of all
crippling-
these associations.
it's crippling
the Greeks,
our-
the Brazilians.
It is crippling the African community. So
I
we
have
need
to agree with you.
we need to
That's-
And how are we going
and-
to see growth if we're still stuck in this
can I-
quagmire?
and
Can I
keeping to
ask?
yourself can never when people say I'm just keeping
I'm
to
just,
myself, I'm just this. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help.
I guess the
know?
best or the solution to this is, we can all come together, work together as one, and regardless of each other person's differences, let's just learn to tolerate every and everyone.
Major key.
At the end of the
Major
day,
key.
we are trying to fight or trying to work together to achieve a greater goal or a greater good, rather than us working separately. If we all come together and for instance, we open a massive car shop or a club or whatever, and if we come together, that particular maybe the government or can see us, because right now we're not seen.
Of course,
Yeah,
because
we're
not-
insignificant.
too
Yeah.
And the
divided.
truth of the matter is that we're actually we're standing on the shoulders of a lot of all these associations. I mean the other nationalities.
But
that
can
we
I
have
ask
here.
though, do you think though that there are other parts of here in Sydney or Australia, do you think there are other parts of the African community who actually work together? I mean, we can only speak
amongst
amongst themselves.
You mean Africans?
I mean, say for instance, the Liberians or
So within
the Sierra-
themselves.
Within themselves. So do you think, or the Kenyans or
I
South
hear,
Africans?
I hear that the South Africans really get along.
Yeah, I mean I've heard, but I guess
I mean, there's no.
I've heard the South Africans.
So,
sort of-
so basically, I'm trying to say it can work. It's working.
yeah, but the problem is, will the South Africans
want to work with
Nigerians or
So that's
Zambians
why we need to
or?
fix ourselves first before we can then.
But you know the funny thing is, you
Yeah.
mentioned South Africa, and what just popped in my head is the xenophobic attacks that happened. What it was
That
2
was
years
in
ago?
South Africa.
That was in South Africa, and it's interesting
So that
because.
means it's probably
So now, so look at no. It's interesting.
doesn't really exist.
Exactly, it's interesting because we hear that they integrate with each other here in Australia, But what's the chance that they're going to
Timmy,
put
there's a
themselves?
big difference between integration and supporting each other. There's a big difference. So, the fact that people support, someone's doing something, South African is doing something, and they support each other, does not mean the community is very integrated.
That's true.
But I think that's obviously a good starting point. If you can get support.
So I think what we actually know is that they support each other, but we don't know whether the African community is integrated. Like if they actually get along.
I think it's
But that's the thing, though. We don't have to get along. No. We don't have to. We don't have to be best friends. That's what I mean.
No, we don't have to be
No,
best
we don't have to
friends. We don't have to be
friends.
buddies.
No.
That's. But I mean, we don't have to be best friends, but we can all just get along. That's
Just
what
get
I'm saying.
along.
Yeah,
But somebody you can support somebody in terms of
business. That's
you can support their business, but not support in the
In marriage, in relationship.
No marriage.
Support
Okay,
them.
like for example, somebody might open a shop and then I go to that shop, I buy stuff in that shop as a way to show support. But maybe I can be of more use to that person and I don't actually try to help that person. Maybe the person reaches out to me and I actually don't try to help that person as much as I can. Do you understand?
Or you could have situations where a Sierra Leonean girl is in front of me, she's walking, she's about to fall. I hold her waist. I support her.
Shut up.
So she doesn't fall.
That is
This is the kind of support. This is what we need in this
what I'm trying to say
community.
is that-
South African girls need.
What I'm trying to say is that sometimes the support is not like maybe
you grab the waist.
Maybe
Because that is where I'm coming from.
maybe sometimes
They are not letting me grab their waist.
maybe
Because they say, look at this Niger boy. He has come again.
Maybe
I want to grab their
maybe
waist.
and what I'm trying to say is
You are about to fall
oh
now.
my god. Can you let me land?
But you are letting your xenophobia blind you, and you will not let the Niger boy hold you.
What
before
I'm
you
trying
fall.
to say is that we need to
I've said my
we
own.
need to support each other genuinely, not just
It's genuine
somebody
from my
is
heart
doing
now.
something. Okay, let me just go and show face at their shop or something. No,
But
be
you know what,
of
right? You find out that those people that you say they want to help, whatever. You come to their shop and you like. It all comes down again to gossip.
They are not worth
You
supporting.
know what I mean? Like you go there and next thing they're saying things.
We
that
have-
don't even
we have a
happen-
fundamental
don't even
problem
happen
in
to you.
Africa.
And that's the fear. People are scared of those things. I don't want to go to this shop now.
But
This is
I think
my-
it's
don't
I think
wanna
it's
go.
mentality.
How long have you been in
I
this
think it's
country?
mentality.
Are you still scared of stuff like that?
Oh, me, I'm not scared. Look, I'm a free-minded
exactly.
person.
I think
I
I've
have
gotten to
nothing
a
to-
point where I'm not scared. I just want to be myself and be the best person I can.
But then what would you tell, especially like what would you tell your son or your daughter growing up, in terms of keeping their name, because like you said, like
I'm not gonna-
our community is very small, right? Now what would you say to your son? Would you say, go there, be free, open your legs and
Sambo.
spread? Whatever. You cannot say that because you need to tell him, like, be careful of what you say to such and such. Be careful what you do. You need to protect yourself, right?
And I know our son, smart ball. Smart child.
Because if you say, oh, go and be free, you don't know where your son is going to go to. Oh, my mom said be free. And then he starts to say things. In fact, he will tell you what's happening in his mother and father's bedroom. Next thing you know, oh, okay, well, Abby, I hear that Abby is doing like this. What did he, even her son told me. Her son. He told me, like he said.
So I guess the
It's
problem,
just very hard.
I guess.
So I think now what we need to now establish is what's the remedy. So we've sat here and we've been whinging for what, the last 30 minutes.
I think I know the solution.
All right, please.
Very easy.
Let's sit down and relax.
Tell
All right.
people not to gossip, but this is not possible.
We should tell people not to gossip. How is that a solution?
Tell people not to talk about people in a bad way.
Gossip
But
ruins life.
but you can say that, but it's the fact of
That is not a viable solution.
It's
Does
not
anybody
a
have
Bible
any
solution, because
remedy?
even on this show, when
'Cause
we
we have
talk
to
about
gossip.
trending topics, we actually talk about celebrities and we talk about stuff
I
like
want to gossip.
that. So
As I am, I have
and-
something to tell you, sir.
You know,
There's hot gist. Happen, relax, let's talk.
and you know
We'll talk
that
after the show.
so I think the best way is I'm very dismissal of gossip. I don't hold gossip, like I don't entertain it, and I don't hold any weight to it. So you're telling me something about somebody, it means nothing to me. I'm not keeping it in memory. I'm not taking it on board when I'm dealing with that person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I think that's one. And I think
generalizations. That's what we're talking about.
Generalizations.
Nigerians, they are
do
this.
Yes.
Ghanaians, they are this.
Yes.
Tanzanians, Tanzanian. And I've heard that a lot here. I mean, as Zimbabweans, they do this. I'm like,
But then
just you met one or two
you
that.
then accept and say, okay, it's not like that, or Well, would you want to
But sometimes you hear it a lot. You hear it so much from different people. It just blinds you, and you don't even make an effort.
You can't have, even within Nigerians, they tell you Igbo people are this, or Edo people are this, or Edo. I feel like you can't avoid it. I don't take it on board when I'm dealing with
people. You deal with people on an individual basis.
On an individual basis, and I honestly don't see the tribes. I just see everybody as the same.
As one.
So, and I think the other thing is tolerance. You need to be tolerant of people's differences, of our differences. We need to be tolerant of people's opinions.
We need to understand that we're not all going to be the same.
Same, exactly, and that's
the same. Our brains are not wired the same.
Exactly.
Even siblings don't think the same.
They don't
not
think
to
the
talk
same,
of
exactly.
two people from two completely different countries.
So you can't expect
families.
people. Don't expect people to live life the way you live it, or don't. And be very tolerant. And even if you wish they would do something, you just need to hope that one day they will see things the way you see it and change. And if they don't change, it's not your life. Just live your life. So it's never that serious.
Like I said, it's okay for everyone to get angry. Everyone has, like, it's nature. You can get upset, but it's what happens after that matters.
That's right.
So if someone hurts you, if someone does something bad to you, you express your feeling and show anger, and that's fine. You're human. But then move past it.
Exactly.
Move on. Continue. I mean, you can't say that people that have succeeded have all had it easy. But working together has made it, one way better for
them, for sure.
So it's just about knowing how to move past a specific thing and just learning from that and knowing what to say or what not to say to that person. But then not isolating yourself because that person has hurt you.
Sure, exactly.
I mean,
that's key. That's key. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'll make this my part in short. I mean, I did say it earlier about us being quitters. I think we need to be a bit more committed to actually making this relationship, as it were, work. Because it's the same. It's like marriage now.
Yeah, sure.
If you're not committed to making it work, the first thing the guy does is this guy get. That's the whole point. So it comes back to tolerance, but we actually need to be committed. I think we are too lackadaisical. We're too nonchalant. We're too laid back. Like, whoa, they've come again. I beg, I'm going back home. Like, we need to actually understand the importance of this. We've established that this thing is very important, very important. So, and it's not just important for yourself, but for your kids also, and your coming generation. So we need to understand that this is something that we need to make work by all means possible. Right. It has to work.
Yeah, and I also think that, I mean, a lot of African countries are very religious, and in a lot of religion they talk about love, they talk about forgiving and forgetting. So it's one thing.
That religion is a topic for another day.
It is, but we need to now practice it. Okay, we need to actually love, especially when we are all the way far from home.
We're too far away not to integrate.
Exactly, we're too far away not to integrate. So we need to actually love each other. We need to actually. People will upset you. It's a given. Exactly. So you need to learn to forgive, and not just not that you say I'm forgiving them, but I'm just watching my own. That doesn't count. You need to actually forgive and forget. Fact. Doesn't mean that you wouldn't be. Doesn't mean that.
See, this forgive and forget. That was another topic for another day.
Doesn't mean that you won't now be mindful in the way you like. Not that you did exactly the same thing. You do the same thing again, but you need to let go. Is maybe not forget. Let go. So that we can have a better. Yeah, maybe not forget. Don't forget. Don't be foolish. Don't be foolish.
Know what happened the
yeah,
last time, so
exactly. So
make it better.
Exactly. And let go, and so that we can have a better community.
That's it. Well, that's it, guys. We obviously have been able to come to an understanding.
There's still a lot to be said, though. So
I do believe that if you think there's something you want to talk about, you think there's something that we have.
There are other perspectives that you think.
By all means, let us know. Give us your opinion. We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to know what you think. Ghanaians, South Africans, Nigerians. We all want to work.
Sierra Leoneans with their waist.
Timmy needs to get fired from the show.
We all want to work together.
How about fire me now?
We want to be seen in Australia. We want to set a standard,
That's right.
Yeah.
So that we can have our own clubs, we can have our own associations, and even the Lebanese and the Greeks and
have our own businesses.
Us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So please let us all come together.
So one more thing, Sophia, and patronize our own businesses.
Oh, yeah.
Major key.
That's it.
So
if your brother is opening a club, please by all means go and support.
Exactly.
And don't try and fight in his club. It's not good. If Timmy is opening a restaurant, please go and eat. Don't
come, for God's God's sake.
Don't say your cooking at home is better.
It could be better, but still come.
Even the Indians, you know what's, I have to say this, you know what's pissing me off is, you can eat out, you can go and eat Indian, you can go and eat Chinese, you can go and eat Lebanese, but then when your brother has a restaurant, they say, if I cook it on for house, why, I will go save $20. Excuse me, there's a reason why we have restaurants, the reason why, we want to just, look, this is personal to me, I'm getting upset.
Because your eyes are already rolling and fire is coming out.
But please, let's
support
each other,
okay?
Each other. It's the only way we can move forward.
That's how we'll grow as a community.
So, I mean, we've talked about this the last 30 minutes. It's obviously a very extensive issue, and we're never going to finish it in one day. So, I mean, we would like to hear from you guys, and what do you think? What are some of the reasons that you think are behind this problem, and how do you think we could remedy this situation? This is something that would always obviously like to come back again sometime in the future, and really thrash in a bit more detail. Yeah, really talk about it in a bit more detail and get on our belts. There's also, I mean, we've talked about how we think we can remedy this. We talked about us getting a bit more committed. We talked about us, letting go of the religion. I mean, we're so religious and it just clouds our judgment. We need to actually start practicing what we preach. There's so much, church, pastor, the Bible, but we're not seeing it, And some of the other communities that we've mentioned here, the Lebanese, the Greeks, the Brazilians, I mean, they come together and these guys, some of them don't even believe in God. So we need to make an effort to actually make this work. If you have any comments, you can put it in the comment section down. You can subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, all social media platforms available right now. And till we see you again, Abby and Sophia and
nice,
Tim.
It was nice.
It was great doing this and
talking to you guys. Peace out.
nice to know you. Let's do this again. Bye.